Your inner voice. So, this is going to be an interesting one, because this is probably more a question than, I don't want to say I provide answers or solutions. I'm pretty much just thinking out loud in these videos. But the idea is that when Socrates was taken and, I mean, basically executed, he basically said that he had a daemon that was always basically telling him what to do, and he always listened to it. And when the idea came, when he was put on trial and sentenced to death, he basically said, hey, the daemon said, yeah, you go out like that. And he was like, hello, excuse me, that's not, no. But he ended up doing that. And I find this interesting because this is not, the inner voice that I'm talking about here is not your inner dialogue, okay? And I genuinely don't know if this is a thing that, once again, is a unique experience or a rare experience, let's say. But if I sort of calm my mind down just a little bit, it doesn't even need to be a lot, right? Just the tiniest bit. There is a constant feed in my mind of a voice, unjudging. There is zero judgment in that voice. That literally just continues to say, you should do this, you should do that, you should do this. So right now, if I try to listen to it, let me see if I can tap into it. The voice says you should change the bed sheets. It says you should edit videos. Let's see what else comes up. It's a lot because I have to concentrate on talking and listening to it. That's a little bit hard, but that's sort of the idea. What else is there? Bed sheets, that, clean the kitchen. Or I mean, okay, fair enough. Yeah, something like that. That's sort of what I'm getting. It's hard to concentrate on both things at the same time, but that's sort of what I'm getting. And it is completely like not judging, right? So if you say, for example, I don't know, let's say you're like, oh, I want to lose weight, but you got a big piece of pie somewhere or cake, right? And you're like, oh, I really want to eat it. And the voice could be like, you should not eat it. But it's not judging. And once you have eaten it, it is still not judging. It is a very strange thing. This like logos in your like the speech there. It's incredible to me. And like I said, I don't know if this is an experience that other people have as well. And it's strange as well because you can listen to it or not, right? Because you can, and it continues to be there. And I do think listening to it is, I think listening to it improves your life, but it's not always easy because it sometimes it reminds you of the things you should be doing, and then you judge it. That's the point, right? The voice itself does not judge you, which is it's so incredible to me. Like it's not, there's nothing, right? It says you don't do that. And then you do it and you're like, okay, I probably shouldn't have done that. And then but the voice isn't like, I told you so. The voice is like, okay, now you should do this. So it just picks up exactly where you're at. And I have this usually when I should go to bed, and sometimes I stay up a little bit late. But if I consult the voice, I don't know, at like 10:30, because that's usually when I should go to bed, because the alarm starts at 6, so I should go to bed at like 10:30-ish, right? Start going to bed at least. Then the voice is like, go to bed, right? Or, also interesting, when let's say it's 8 p.m. or something like that, and I'm like, I could either get another, Sprite Zero can, because I drink Sprite Zero. I actually have Sprite Zero right here. Okay, you did not hear that in the mic. That was bummer. It didn't record that, but that's okay. I drank a little bit of Sprite Zero, and the idea is that when it's like 8 p.m., I could drink a Sprite Zero, or let's be honest, make yourself a tea. That's better. If you drink chamomile tea, that's mildly relaxing as well, and there is a compound in there that aids sleeping. So it's like, come on, right? It's also nice, like a nice tea with a little bit of honey in it. Oh, what a beautiful thing. Like, that's just amazing. So it's not even that it's sort of something that doesn't even taste good. No, it tastes great. Like, that's not the reason why you wouldn't want to drink it. But it still is a positive, right? Sort of goes back to the idea that we've had previously, where I said everything counts, right? With what Brian Tracy says. Everything counts. Yeah, it's true. Everything does count. And for some reason, the inner voice is able to tell you what you should do next. I don't know. I find this absolutely amazing. I find this really interesting. I really should do an experiment once where I literally just do every single thing that the voice tells me. It's sometimes hard because it is a constant stream. Like I said, I don't know how let's say what your inner voice presents as, because I also know that a lot of people, they don't think in words, they think in images and stuff like that. But I mean, I would imagine that at that point the inner voice would just literally show you like an image of your bed. So I would imagine that it works kind of the same way, because obviously you can translate or you can transmit meaning like that in pretty easy of a way. But yeah, it's interesting. I should probably make an experiment and literally just try to follow the voice sort of completely for like a week or two and just see what the frick happens at that point. I mean, it's like, you know, whatever happens. It would be interesting to try at the very least. But I don't know. I found this really interesting. I would just wanted to talk about the sort of inner voice, like I said, and whether or not that's a universal, whether or not a lot of people literally just don't even want to recognize it, because then they would shine a light, let's say, on their, I don't want to say inadequacies, because like I said, it's not that the voice is judging, but then after what was said, that is the moment when we introduce judgment ourselves, when that's not even the point. Maybe to the point where the voice is like, stop judging yourself, which would be really interesting. But it could happen. I find this fascinating as a topic, because it's sort of like, it goes, you know, very deep into like, first neuroscience, and then it transcends into sort of spirituality, and like, where the frick does the mind even come from? How are we even talking? Like, this is not even, what the heck? Like, what are we doing here? It's crazy, right? So I find this I find this fascinating, because that's just I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I could definitely sort of expand on this in the future as well, but I don't want to get too esoteric, you know, for the first couple of yaps over here. Okay, I want to stay a little bit closer to Earth, but yeah, I don't know. That's really interesting, and sort of here towards the end ish, I want to leave you with another thought, which is a little bit completely different, but also something interesting. And that's where words matter a lot, okay? I want you to think about the following. When you think about your shorts and your TikTok feed, okay? I want you to realize the word feed, okay? Which is a word for food that you give animals, which is, I would say, like nutritious, but like not necessarily like nothing really, right? Like, I don't know. It's like it's fascinating to me, right? Because it's like food, to give food, or it is like food, right? And I think that that's fascinating, because words reveal so much that you sort of realize it's like you're being fed, right? And you could say, oh yeah, Captain Obvious. But like, remember the meaning behind the word, right? They reveal more than you think. I find this really fascinating, because we just sort of accept, oh, that's just now the word for this particular thing, not even realizing that it has secondary, tertiary meanings that can be interesting. I don't know. Something to think about. Your feed is also something that you, like what you eat, right? So your shorts and TikTok feed, they also nourish something. And make sure that what they nourish is something good and not something bad, because that can also very much happen. But yeah, that's sort of it. And I actually don't know when exactly the video ends. I think in like about 3 seconds. But yeah, Hope you found this useful.